At Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hockey Podcast Network. I think my audio isn't working. If my audio is not working, let me know. Having some technical issues here with the audio, but I should be working. Let me just double check on that quickly for everybody. Can we all hear me? Yes, it looks like it is working. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. Ramshackle start. Players are at center ice. Puck is down. Let me show you the stats here. There we go. But welcome to the Hockey Podcast Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Apologies for the poor start there. But hope you're having a nice Thursday night. Should be a pretty decent game, I think. The St. Louis Blues 500 team. The Islanders, they had an OT loss and then regulation loss. And then they beat Colorado on Monday night, which is a bit of a shock to everybody. But those poor Avalanche, man, they're having a really, really tough go at it right now. So this should be a good one, a must win, in my opinion, for the New York Islanders. You got to beat the Blues. They're not a playoff team, in my opinion, the St. Louis Blues. So you got to get 2 points tonight. No ifs and or buts, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Get your score predictions in the chat if you would like. Good chance here for St. Louis. And Siplikhov's able to get it out. We will get you lined shortly here. But before we start, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, click the bell icon, smash the like button, all that jazz. Make sure you follow us on our social media pages. At HockeyPodNet is the Insta and Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at Grant Hakeem is my Twitter handle. If you want to get, or you don't have a merch page, do we? That's on my channel. If you want to make a donation on this channel, you can do that through the live chat. Yes, get to some comments here. Daniel says, hey, with a billion Ys. What is up, Daniel? Hope you're having a good night. Zitherx says, hi. What is up? Good to see ya. What do we think, people? Do we think the Islanders will win tonight? We have to. This has to be a must win. MCS says hello and 4-2 for the Islanders. That's not a bad pick. If I had to do a prediction, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. We put up 6 against Colorado. Lightning doesn't strike twice. We normally don't score that many goals in a game. So I will go for a nice and easy 2-0 win for the Islanders tonight. We'll keep it pretty low-key and chill. 2-0. Shutout for Sorokin, who's in net tonight. Zillerek says, I believe, even though we are the Islanders, I say we're going to get a big scoring game, 5-2 or 6-2. Yeah. It's pretty rare. Oh, pops out front. Good job by, I think that was Bushnevitz or someone for the Blues to clear it out there. Apologies for the light, too. I don't know what's going on with this light behind me, but it's glitching like crazy, so you might see it go off and pop off like crazy. Hopefully it's not too distracting. When I set it to orange, it wouldn't stay on orange, because normally that light's orange. This light over here is blue. I had to swap it today just to try something new, but I think it looks all right. Inzelex's Islanders, yeah. You never know, though. I feel like the Islanders have a tough time winning games in St. Louis from recent memory. I don't have many fond memories of playing the Blues. So, but yeah, let's get to lineups here. before I forget. I always forget lineups. Let's start with the visiting Islanders. So your first line doesn't change. We have Barzal, Horvat, and Anthony Duclair. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going from Monday night. We got Palmieri, Nelson, and Siplikov. Besides the very first game against Utah. Oh! Pelech trying to find Nelson. Couldn't get it to go. Palmieri! Good save by Hofer. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Hofer. But speaking on Siplikov, besides the Utah game, I haven't really noticed him a whole lot. So hopefully he can get going here against St. Louis. Maybe get an assist or something. But I feel like he hasn't done a whole lot since the Utah game. Your third line is Simon Holmstrom, J.G. Pajot, and Anders Lee. And then your fourth line is Wahlstrom, McLean, and Tzizikis. Oliver Wahlstrom, I noticed him quite a bit in preseason. In the regular season, he's had a few good chances, but otherwise, hasn't been super noticeable in my opinion. He's a player I'm looking for to really make a big impact on tonight's game. I have no idea why my hair is not cooperating with me today. So this one strand doesn't want to stay up. That's okay. I just showered like an hour ago, so maybe that's why. But on defense, your first pairing is Dobson and Romanov. Love it. Pulak and Pelech. And then Mayfield and Mikey Riley. So nothing new for the Islanders. It's the same exact lineup we've had. The only change, I guess, we've made is the goaltending changes. Sorokin does get the start again after his spectacular performance Monday night in Colorado. All of us Islander fans, we were worried about would Ilya Sorokin. Again, it hits the stanchion and pops out in front. That's crazy. If I'm the Islanders, keep dumping it in. Keep dumping it in. Good save by Sorokin here. But all of us Islander fans were worried about that offseason back surgery he had. We were like, is he going to be back to the Ilya Sorokin we knew a couple of years ago when he was a Vezina finalist? And based off that performance on Monday night in Colorado, he looked sensational. And it looks like the back surgery didn't impact him at all. He was still able to do the splits and the crazy saves and everything. So we'll see. I don't know if he's in pain or not. I'm not Ilya, but hopefully he's doing this pain-free. And we get this all season long. That would be the goal, to have Sorokin and Varlamov be the 1-2 tandem, because I think that's probably one of the best tandems in the NHL. Definitely the best tandem in the Metro Division by a country mile. MCS says, if the Canucks lose today, I'm going to start getting worried because they're currently 0-1-2. Ooh. Yeah, I saw they lost to Tampa the other night. I watched the highlights, and that did not look like a good game. So hopefully the Canucks can get it going here. Also, the organist in St. Louis just played the You're Beautiful song by One Direction, because Liam Payne, who passed away, unfortunately, I think that was last night. Crazy news. Sending all my love to Liam Payne and all the One Direction fans. I never was super big in One Direction. My only memory of One Direction was watching them on iCarly when I was a kid. But tragic way to pass, and it's just a tragic story. So sending all my love to him and to anyone affected. So that was a nice little touch, the blues organist, to play You're Beautiful. But let's finish these lineups here. So we did the Islanders. For the home team, the Blues, we have your first line of Brandon Saad, Thomas, and Kyrou. Second line of Bolduc. Is that our Bolduc? No, our Bolduc was a defenseman. That's a different Bolduc. I was like, wait a second. That's not our Bolduc, is it? Bushnevich and Neighbors. Look out for Bushnevich. She's going to be good this year for the Blues. And then we have Holloway, Shen, and Matthew Joseph. Good pickup in the offseason. And then Torop, I'm going to butcher this, Toropchenko, Faska, and Kasperi Kapanen. And then on defense, we have Ryan Suter, and then Periaco, Broberg Falk, Joseph, and Kessel. No Nick Leddy tonight for the Blues. I'm very disappointed. I was hoping to see Nick Leddy for the Blues today, but he's not playing. I hope he's not hurt. I was a huge Nick Leddy fan, if you know me, when he was on the Islanders. Very disappointing. And then Nats, of course, we have Hofer, who I don't know a whole lot about. Joel Hofer is 24 years old. He's been in the National Hockey League since the 21-22 season, but he's bounced around from the Blues and the AHL for the Springfield Thunderbirds, is my guess. Yes, the Thunderbirds. Decent enough numbers. Like last year for the Blues in 30 games played, he had a .915 save percentage, 2.62 goals against, 2 shutouts. That's not bad in 30 games at all. But yeah, he looks like he'll be a good backup for Binnington. Obviously, this is Binnington's team, so. So we have 11. Well, we're already halfway through this period already. This has gone by really fast. 11:10 to go here in the first. No commercials, which is what I love. Here are the stats for everybody. MCS says, especially if Demko doesn't come back soon. That is the question mark for Vancouver. What is going on with Thatcher Demko? Do you know MCS? Because I've done my own research and I can't find anything on what's going on with Thatcher Demko. It's got to be an injury. Good D by Dobson there. I'm going to see if I can find anything. So this is via Microsoft Start. That's a news outlet, apparently. So on Sportsnet 650 on Monday morning, they said that Demko's issue is with the popliteus muscle, which is located at the back of the knee. There's been no timeline from the Vancouver Canucks regarding when their starting net manager could return, and the team went about adding to their goaltending stable by signing free agent Kevin Lankinen over the weekend. Demko is skating on his own and talked to the media last week in Penticton. He didn't say what the injury is exactly, but did call it rare and unique, and was hesitant himself to say when he might be back patrolling the crease for the Canucks. He did maintain that he was on a great trajectory right now, and that this is the most confident that I've been in the rehab process to date. And they don't know if it's a tear or not. It's just a deep muscle in the back of the knee that's bugging him. So, yeah, that's I've never heard of that condition in my entire life. Hopefully Demko's okay. I love Thatcher Demko, Boston College native. That's really too bad. And yeah, I wish him a speedy recovery. That's such an acute injury. And don't want to mess with anything behind the knee. The knee is such a fragile joint. You want to mess about with it. So I hope he's okay. And if he can come back, the Canucks really need him. They definitely need him in net. So, because I love Seelovs, but he's not Thatcher, and Lankinen is a backup goalie. He's a glorified backup. So, yeah, hopefully he comes back. Zillerx says this is a must win. I agree, Zillerx. You got to win this game. 1,000%. Need to win it. Also, before I forget, I got to thank the sponsors. Gametime. Use promo code THPN when you sign up for Gametime. You get $20 off your first purchase. And I just watched Patrick Waugh do like some shadow box thing on the Islander bench there. He like turned around very aggressively there. Hopefully someone clips that at home and puts that on Twitter. Patrick Waugh just did the weirdest thing ever. But also DraftKings, use promo code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings. Ooh, here comes Brock. Good save by Hofer. It is Brocktober. He got 2 goals on Monday. Looking for another one tonight. The top 10 Pokemon says, I'm at this game. Are you actually in St. Louis? Where are you sitting, and can we see you on TV? That's the big question. Are we able to see you on the TV? And it says, Zither Dobson has to do a little better. Yeah, so on my own channel, the Granite King channel, I posted a new video talking about the New York Islanders, like first 3 games of the season, and then other NHL topics. You can check it out if you want. But I critiqued Dobson on that goal against Utah that Doan scored to tie the game up at, was it 3 at that point, or was it 4? I think that was the 4th goal to make it 4-4. And then he had a really rough game against Dallas. I thought he had a decent enough game against Colorado. More so, I was impressed with Romanoff in Colorado. Had an assist, was throwing the body around, was sound defensively. I think he had a fantastic game in Colorado. But I agree, Zillerex. Dobson needs to pick it up defensively to start the season so far. He hasn't done the best. But then again, he's an offensive defenseman, so am I expecting Noah Dobson to play shutdown defense? I'm not. But, just the breakout passes and marking your man in your own zone, covering players like that needs to improve a bit, in my opinion. And Zitherx says, when I say a little, I mean a lot. Zitherx, I play defense, so Dobson is my favorite. Or Barzell. I understand. Yeah, I played defense too when I was a kid all the way up to high school, a little in college. Now I've switched to goaltending, and I've been loving it. I still play defense for fun too. I do both, but Nick Leddy was my favorite defenseman when he was on the Islanders. If I had to pick my favorite defenseman now, it's got to be Romanoff. He's my favorite. Was awesome at the World Juniors for Russia. I loved watching Montreal Canadian games because of Romanoff. And happy he's with us. What's going on? We're having a little meeting here at the end boards. Puck is stuck at the end boards. Referee blows the play dead finally. We had like a mini meeting there. That was ridiculous. 7:57 to go at the end of the first. Anders Lee was just getting absolutely destroyed there too. He's getting cross-checked all over the place. And Pokemon says Yankees winning 4-3, top of the 9th. Ooh. I saw it was tied before. Let's take a look. Yankees 4, Cleveland 3. And Cleveland 2. So Cleveland has a shot in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. But right now you got... How many outs do we have? We have 1 out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Gleyber Torres up the bat. Not looking good for Cleveland at all. That'd be tough to go down 3-0 in the series. Coming back from that, especially against the Yankees, is not happening. So I think if the Yankees win tonight, they basically have won the series, and I'm hoping the Mets can pull it off in the other series, so we can get a New York matchup in the World Series. How amazing would that be? It'd be the best thing ever, in my opinion. And then MCS says he got a knee injury in the playoffs. Last playoffs. The playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, that was a long time ago, but it's those injuries can linger so long. Like I've been dealing with like this back issue for like 3 months now. Like when it first happened, it was from goaltending. I had like the worst pain ever. Now it's like fine enough where I can like play and it doesn't affect me at all, and I can do like my workouts and everything. But like the injuries you get just linger, and you can do all the stretching in the world, all the rehab work in the world, and it just, for whatever reason, sometimes it takes forever. So yeah, this period, what the shot, I feel like nothing's really happened. It's been 4-3 for the Islanders in shots. It's been a lot of dump and chase. Hard to put my finger on this game yet. Who has the advantage? I can't really tell you. People first. Yukon says hi. What is up, people? What's up, people? Hope you're having a good night. Of course, if you are new to the channel, subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. MCS, we were up 2-1 on the Panthers right now. Hopefully we can keep the lead. Let me check that game really quick. We got a lot of games tonight. Okay, I see it. So 2-1 Vancouver, 10:47 to go in the second. How's Florida been doing? I know they struggled kind of out of the gate. I feel like Florida's done pretty well since. So I know they lost to Ottawa. 3-2. That's pretty. That's good enough. 3-2. One team that's really surprised me just looking at the standings. Obviously, there's Utah. I don't think that's going to last. It's the Calgary Flames. They're 4-0, the Calgary Flames. And I was expecting Calgary to be a lottery team, but they're looking very hot, pun intended, to start the season. And I can't tell you every team they've played. I'd have to look at their schedule. I mean, Philadelphia, that's not a bad team. Edmonton's obviously really good. They're struggling right now, but it's a good team. Chicago sucks. They beat Chicago. And then who was the fourth team they beat? Oh, yeah, that's right. They beat Vancouver in opening night, or at least their opening night. That was, 6-5 overtime win. So, yeah, they've beaten good teams. Like, Vancouver's really good. Obviously, Edmonton's really good. Chicago sucks. Philadelphia is like a wild card team, in my opinion. They play Seattle this weekend on the 19th in Seattle. That'll be a good test. They should win that. I would think you'd be able to beat Seattle. And then they got Pittsburgh, and then Calgary, Winnipeg. Yeah, they got a pretty nice opening schedule. Like, it's not too hard, but, it's pretty tame, in my opinion, strength of schedule-wise. So, good for Calgary. Excellent for Calgary. Zillerx says you watched it. Oh, thank you so much, Zillerx. Yes, on my channel. I did a fun little video last night, so I'm planning on doing that like once a week, like the Islander video, but we also talk about other NHL topics. Like, I think that'd be fun to do once a week on my channel, but we'll see how it goes. I just did it just to try something new. Chalky says I play forward. Fantastic, Chalky. What age level are we talking here? Like high school, younger, college, professional? Let me know. So Rex says, I messed up. I meant play defense. I changed to right wing. I'm assuming you mean right wing on the second line. Gotcha. So you switched from defense to forward. See, my journey to defense, where I was a forward, I think I was a left winger. And my coach one game in the summer was like, oh, you're going to play defense today. I was like, okay. And I just stuck with it because it was one of my best games ever. So I just played defense ever since. Good pressure here by the Blues. We have had Wallstrom and Cizikas make big-time blocks. Shot by Kessel goes wide, and it's not Phil Kessel, everybody. It's a different Kessel. Definitely missed Phil Kessel. Capping in with the shot and a save by Sorokin. 3:46 to go. Really good shift there for the Blues. And we're still scoreless. 0-0. It looks like my light has stayed fine. It was tweaking out earlier. I don't know what was going on. I did a stream last night on my channel too, and I was having the weirdest technical glitches. Like the lights weren't working, the microphone wasn't working, like the controller, something was off of the control. It was bizarre last night, and I had to scrap we were gaming, and I had to scrap it because it was just there's so many glitches, and I was like, I can't put this on the internet. It's too bad. So I'm glad everything's working tonight. I was very anal about making sure everything was sound tonight. And Chalky says, injuries suck. I've just come back from after breaking my ribs from a bad hit. Oh gosh. I hope you're doing better after that. That sucks. But yeah, surprisingly so, I played hockey my whole life. I've never broken anything. The worst injury I've ever had was I sliced my my thigh got sliced from a skate blade. I need stitches. But other than that, like I've never had a concussion, broken bones. I've obviously had like sprains and like massive bruises from my ankles from blocking shots and shins and all that. But I had it pretty easy during my competitive hockey career, if you want to call it that. And then MCS says Edmonton is 1-3-0. Yeah, Edmonton, they'll figure it out. I have faith in them. They did the same thing last season. We all were like, oh, it's Edmonton. They're gonna suck this year. And then they made it to a final. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all about Edmonton. They'll figure it out. Oh, Chalky, I'm 36 and getting ready to drop out and play beer league. So do you play professionally then, Chalky? I'm assuming you must if you're 36. Or maybe you're like in college. I don't know if they allow you to be 36 and play collegiately. I know in football, I'm pretty sure they do. I remember there was like some kicker on some team who was like in his 30s or 40s because he was a grad student. I don't think that's the case in hockey. Semi-pro. Gotcha. Semi-pro. Isn't there a movie called Semi-Pro with like Will Ferrell? Or am I making that up? But that's fun. Yeah, I do. So I played a little in college right before COVID happened. And then COVID basically shut down everything. And my school didn't lower tuition. So I basically was like, I had to find a different school. So I just found an online program. And then once everything opened back up, I just been doing like adult leagues on the weekends since then. So that's kind of my journey. I definitely would have obviously played for my school more, but COVID, thank you, COVID. But it all worked out. At the end of the day, as long as I still get to play, that's the fun of it. That's all that matters. And so one day a week, I'm a defenseman, and then the other day of the week, I'm a goalie. Because I think it's so much fun being a goalie. I tell you what, though, it's a great workout being a goalie. Wearing all that gear, like you get tuckered out doing the simplest movements when you're wearing all that stuff. Like it's way harder than it looks. And so I give all my props to you goaltenders out there. It's not easy. Chalky says, I'm right wing forward and I was on a breakaway and their D-man went in for the hip check and speared me with the butt end of a stick. That's a dick move. That is a dick move. You can't. I know so many kids that did that. They got the butt end of their stick out and they would just like hit you like that. .203 to go. Man, it's been all St. Louis, I feel like, the second half of this period. Having a real tough time getting it out of our zone. Chalky says there is a movie. I thought so. I remember when I was a kid, me and my dad watched that. And some of my friends. Yeah, Semi-Pro. Will Ferrell, Woody Harrelson. That is a great movie. They were called the Flint Tropics. That's right. Zillerek says their Yankees are 1 out away. They are a 5-3 lead over Cleveland. 3-2 count. I have MLB Game Day up here. Oh, wow, a double. Lane Thomas doubles on a sharp fly ball to center fielder. To the center fielder, Aaron Judge. The verbiage on the game days is weird. Lane Thomas doubles on a sharp fly ball to center fielder, Aaron Judge. Okay, there we go. The last out is always the hardest. Also, I got to we got to shout out Philip Gustafson, everybody. The last game the Blues had, Philip Gustafson had a goalie goal. So nice little shout out there for Philip Gustafson. Here's Barzal, 30 seconds to go. Try to find Duclair. This first line has been invisible. I haven't noticed them at all. Palak for Barzy. And St. Louis gets it out. Neighbor's shot, saved by Sorokin. 10 seconds to go. Hold on, please. There we go. Scoreless after 1. Islanders pretty okay start. I think the best chance we had was Brock Nelson. Had like a nice little dipsy dangle move in the slot and shot it at Hoffer's chest. Other than that, not a whole lot of ozone time. I'd say the Blues definitely took control of that game halfway through the first. Sorokin had to make some good saves. Nothing I would describe as crazy. Your final shots were 7-6 for the Islanders. And basically that was a period of hockey. If you're going to rewatch this game, you can just skip that period because literally nothing really happened. So we don't have to worry about that. Jared says, hey, Grant, my Bruins made the Avs go 0-4 yesterday. I did see that, Jared. I feel bad for Colorado, man. And you can't blame Georgiev that night. Like, I blamed Georgiev a little bit when they played the Islanders. Georgiev in that Bruins game, he made some big saves. Like, I'm talking big saves against Boston. And his defenseman left him out to dry, 1,000%. So I'm not blaming Georgiev for that loss. That's on the Colorado defense. They really got to whip that defense into shape because that was brutal against Boston. Or Boston. The Boston Bruins. Chalky says, yeah, we lost our rink during COVID. It got converted into a COVID medical center, and I retired. But when they finally reopened the ice rink, they didn't have a team, so they paid all the oldies to return. That's crazy. Was that in Canada then? They turned a hockey rink into a medical center because there's probably not enough space in the hospital. That's very Canadian, so I'm assuming you're from Canada. Because I feel like in America, we did that with our like basketball arenas or like local basketball courts. There were a lot of stories that this basketball court at this high school was turned into like a COVID center, medical center. But yeah, that was a rough time for hockey. Like I was very scared and like I couldn't play anymore. I was sad. I didn't know when I was going to be able to play again. We didn't know how long COVID was going to last. Very scary time, but I'm glad it's over and we can still play. And hopefully nothing like that happens again. I'm praying because that was scary. MCS says, yeah, I switched from defense to goalie last year and it was way more tiring than I expected. Oh, yeah, like as soon as I put on the chest protector, I was sweating. I was already sweating, just doing nothing. Like the very first time I put that on, I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I remember my very first game, I was so tired after just like 5 minutes. Like I was just like, you got to be kidding me. This isn't fun. But I stuck with it. I built up the cardio. And now it's really fun for me to do once a week. So if you are a brand new goalie, stick with it. It gets easier over time, just like with anything in life that you practice and whatever. So don't you worry about it. Chalky says the UK. Oh, you're from the UK. Hockey in the UK. That's awesome. I thought about doing that, Chalky. I thought about moving to England and trying to make a semi-pro team over there just to see if I could or not. I don't know if my mom would approve of me doing that, but I always had the thought of doing that. And also MCS, I remember like reading some stat that like in a game, I think goalies burn like over 1,000 calories a game, something like that, which is unbelievable. Jared says my Bruins play Utah. Is that tonight? Are they playing Utah tonight? And we'll take a break, everybody, because it's the intermission. But let's take a look at the out-of-town scores here. We have the LA Canes with a 2-1 lead over Montreal. That's the end of the second period. The New Jersey Devils, that's how I like to say it, have a 2-0 lead over the Ottawa Senators, end of the second period. Vegas has a 3-2 lead over Tampa, end of the second. Vancouver is beating the Florida Panthers 2-1 on the road. Good for Vancouver. That's towards the end of the second. Interesting matchup, the Dallas Stars and Washington Capitals. The Dallas Stars, earlier today, if you missed it, signed Jake Ottinger to an $8 million, $8.25 million deal, something like that. I think, yeah, it was 8 years, $66 million. So you could do the math on the per year AAV. But really good deal for Dallas. I love Jake Ottinger. He's going to thrive there. He's the man. But Washington has the lead over Dallas. That is in DC towards the end of the second. It's 3-2. The Blue Jackets have the lead over the Buffalo Sabres, the two worst teams, in my opinion. No, sorry. I blanked out for a second. Columbus, the worst team in the Metro. They're going to be the worst team in the Metro. Buffalo, they're probably going to be one of the worster teams in the Atlantic. So that's the battle of the probably worster teams in the Eastern Conference, is what I meant to say. End of the second, 4-3 for Columbus. Detroit and the Rangers, it's middle of the second period. The Rangers have a 2-1 lead over Detroit. Our game is scoreless. Holy shnikes, there's more. Edmonton, this is a great game. Edmonton and Nashville, 1-1 towards the end of the first. San Jose and Chicago, that's a battle of the crappy teams in the Western Conference. 0-0, the game just started. And then tonight, to cap it off at 10 p.m. Eastern, it's the Kraken and the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to go Kraken in that one. I think Kraken will win. And then Jared says they play tomorrow. Gotcha. They play tomorrow. I'm going to go Utah. I think Utah is going to beat Boston and get back on the win column. Chalky says we have players that come from the WHL and they dominate our leagues. Really? Okay. I never played in the WHL, but I never played juniors. I just went right to college. It wasn't like D1 or anything, but Good enough. It was good enough. I was playing with other guys who were in juniors and played varsity at their high schools and whatnot. So interesting. I might move to the UK and do a tryout and just see. Why not? That'd be fun. I've always had the dream of living in Europe and playing hockey. Like, I think that just sounds like a blast. Obviously, I know it doesn't pay as much as like other pro leagues, obviously the NHL, but that'd be fun to do. Fun way to kind of end your playing career competitively, I guess. Well, all right. This has been fun, everybody. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be back for the start of the second period. Before I go, though, quick housekeeping things. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. That's why we're all here tonight. Smash the thumbs up button if you're enjoying yourself. Click the bell icon to notify whenever we do go live on the channel. We'll have you covered throughout the entire regular season and postseason, as well as World Juniors, as well as that Four Nations tournament that's happening. I think that's happening in like middle of the season at some point. I don't know the exact date, but we'll definitely do some streams for that because that'll be fun. Best on best international hockey. That's what we all want. Make sure you do follow us on our social media platforms. Our Instagram and Twitter is at HockeyPodNet. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at Grant Akeem is my handle. If you also want to check out any of the content that I put out on YouTube, you can head to my own channel. It's just my name, Grant Akeem channel. I did post a video about the New York Islanders if you're interested, and about all the goalie interference drama that's going on in the NHL. You can check it out on my channel if you're interested. But obviously, the first thing you should do is subscribe here because that's the most important thing. Also, thank you to the sponsors, Gametime. Use promo code THPN when you sign up for Gametime. You get $20 off your first purchase, which is incredible. Also, DraftKings. Use promo code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings. There you go. Chalky says, like, semi-pro here is like Canadian beer league level. Is it really, Chalky? So you're telling me, Chalky, I could play in the semi-pro in the UK? Right, we'll take a break. Do what you got to do. Stretch those legs. Fill the water bottle up. Do whatever you got to do. Restroom. We'll see you in a few for the start of the second period. We will speak to you soon if I can find the commercial break. There we go. I found it.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
Hello, welcome back for the start of the second period. Let's pray, everybody, that the second period is more exciting than that first one. Bit of a snooze fest. The final shots were 7-6, and it was basically a dump and chase game. Hopefully, this gets more exciting for all of you lovely people at home. I hope so for your sake as well, and for my sake too. There we go. We got the stats up. Chalky says, yeah, if I can do it, anyone can. Well, there you go. I guess I'm moving to the UK. Do you need a goalie or a defenseman, Chalky? Let me know. I'm definitely better as a defenseman. That was my main position. So, and then MCS says the Panthers scored, and it's now 2-2. Damn Panthers. The end of the second there, Florida. 2-2. Who got the goal? Lundell. Oh, Quinn Hughes scored for Vancouver. Look at that. Shout out Quinn Hughes. But here we go. Puck is down for the start of the second. The seats are pretty empty at the Enterprise Arena. Everyone's probably still getting their hot dogs and hamburgers and all the other stuff because it is in the Midwest, and they definitely love their meat in the Midwest. That's for sure. You know what's really disgusting? If you ever go to an NHL game, at least where I live, those like nachos and the nacho cheese, it's like the synthetic cheese. It's not like actual cheese. They definitely have that at our college hockey rink. And they also have that at Excel where the Wild play. It's just disgusting. And I've never put that in my body my entire life, so I am proud of that. But I see people eating those nachos and like I just can't. I can't get it. I just cannot. Maybe they've changed it now. Maybe they do use real cheese, but it still looks gross. Now I want nachos. Now I've made myself hungry. I want nachos. Chalky says we only have 2 lines of DLO. Are you serious? What? We have 4 D-men on bans. For what? What did they do? Did they like get suspended for like hitting somebody or getting in fights or like what's going on there? That reminds me a lot of my high school team. Like my senior year of high school, we only had 4D. So like every night we were skating with 4D. And then for our forwards, we only had 3 lines of forwards. So that's what, 9, 13. No, we had 12. We had 12 skaters. So that's like 8 forwards and 4 defensemen. That's all we had my senior year of high school. And like to start the season, I was like, oh boy, we're in for a long season, fellas. But we ended up making it to the state tournament, finished in 3rd place. So I'm very proud of all the effort. In the state semifinal game, we took it to overtime. We were down by 2 in the 3rd, took it to OT, and then sadly lost in the overtime. But we were close. We took our team as far as we possibly could with 12 skaters. So I understand the issue of getting more bodies on the team. If only we had more bodies, I'm sure we would have won it all. But shot here by Mayfield gets blocked. Mike Riley shocked. I think it went wide. Mike Riley's stick gets slashed. No call. To be fair for the St. Louis Blues player, it was a one-handed swipe. That's never going to get called for slashing there. But yeah, this game is going to be very boring. I can just tell it. And you just got to find a way to score a goal and play defense if you're the Islanders. Get a goal and hold the lead. Chalky says, yeah, fighting. We had a bench clearance. And the officials are getting strict, like fighting is automatically a 1-game suspension. That's crazy. I've never... No, there was one game in high school where we had a bench clearing fight. But other than that, I've never had anything as crazy as what you probably had. Horvat! Oh, hit the post! I thought that was a goal. Little drop pass by Barzy, found Horvat in the slot, and he rained iron. Barzell! Oh, backdoor! Horvat missed it. He had the wide open net, and Bo Horvat missed it. Show me the replay so I can absolutely ridicule Bo Horvat here, please. Butchie on the broadcast is like, what happened? Great play by Romanov. Finds Barzell. Horvat's wide open, and he absolutely shanks it. Bo Horvat. Couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. Bo Horvat. That is terrible. Should be 1-0 Islanders. That sucks, too. I have Bo Horvat on my fantasy hockey team, too. He's on my fantasy hockey team, so that would have been great if he could have scored. Chalky says, I was an enforcer when I came back, and I had to learn how to play hockey. Oh, so you were signed onto the team to just fight people, essentially? I squirted on myself. That's what she said. Good thing it's just water. Shot here, saved by Hoffer. 15:55 to go in the second period here. Islanders, good start to the period. That first period ended pretty poorly, in my opinion. It was all St. Louis. But again, that was a good shift by Romanov. I mean, he's impressing. He's impressing me. He's got the offense. He's got the defense. I'm impressed. Again, this one hair strand won't cooperate. That's okay. This isn't a beauty contest. Good save by Sorokin. But yes, thank you everybody for tuning in. This is so kind of you to tune in on this Thursday. Plenty of other things to do. It is, if you're in college, it is Thirsty Thursday. And so I appreciate you tuning in. I'm sure there are better things you could be doing, but happy you're here watching this game with me. I'd be watching this game anyways on my own, so I thought let's just do a stream and we can watch with other people tonight. Ooh, Simon Holmstrom, a good look there. Does get the puck off of Falk. What do people think about those St. Louis Blues? Do you think they're a playoff team? I just don't see it in the Central. Again, it's that Central Division. It's so tough. Oh, penalty. Hooking penalty. Hooking penalty on the Blues. Is that Joseph? I think that is Joseph for St. Louis. Let's take a look. Is that hooking? Yeah. It's soft, but yeah, that is hooking. So Islanders to the power play. We got our first unit out there. And our power play in previous years for the Islanders has been brutal to the point where like we were better 5-on-5 versus 5-on-4. Like that's how bad it was. But preseason, it was good. I thought our power play was great in preseason. And our opening night against Utah, we scored on the power play. We haven't scored since that Utah game. So, but even though we haven't scored that many goals in the power play this season, we're 1 for 8. The puck movement on our power play is significantly improved since, previous seasons, in my opinion. And I credit that to, Patrick Waugh. Adding Anthony Duclair on that power play unit is great, too. He's really good at moving the puck. But I'm talking a lot of positives about this power play, people. Right now, hasn't done anything. Has not done pipsqueak. It's done pipsqueak. Here's Pajot. To Anders Lee. Loses it, but Duclair's going to get it. To Mike Riley. To Anders Lee. Back for Barzell. Here's Riley. Duclair, near side. Ooh, a little tip chance for Pajot, and it goes right into the glove of Hoffer. This little sass. He had some sass with that glove when he caught it. Hofer. .38 seconds to go in the power play. 13:36 to go in the second. Still scoreless. It should be 1-0 Islanders, in my opinion. And they clear it down. Man, we just cannot win faceoffs. Attaboy Brock. Here's Mikey. To Pajot. Brock Nelson. Down low. Palmieri. Riley. Ooh, Hoffer to make a save. Brock put it out in front. Brock again. Oh, he missed. Good looks there for Brock Nelson. St. Louis kills the penalty. But a couple good looks. The second unit looked really good. That was Brock Nelson, Palmieri. I think Anders Lee still might have been out there. Mike Riley was quarterbacking. Looked really good. In my opinion, just give the puck to Brock Nelson. It's Brocktober after all. He's hot. He's feeling it. Do I have Brock? I believe I have Brock Nelson on my fantasy team. So. Was my mic muted again? It popped up saying my mic was muted. It says it's working, so. Again, I might have to buy a new microphone. I don't know what's going on with it. I was having the same issues last night. But here we go. Cizikas gets taken down. We're back to the power play again. You got to stick to the face. That's never fun. I know some people like it because you're kinky, but it's never fun when you're playing hockey. And we're back on the power play. 11:49 to go. We'll take a TV timeout. Let me just confirm my mic was working. It was working. Okay, so that just popped up randomly for whatever reason. I don't know why it would do that to me. Why would it tell me my mic isn't working? What's going on in the Yankees game? Oh no, the Yankees lost. No way. Yankees lose 7-5 in the 10th inning. Wow. So Cleveland came back in the bottom of the 9th with 2 runs to make it 5-5. Yankees didn't do a thing in the top of the 10th, and then Cleveland that was probably a home run to win it, right? David Fry homers. Wow, what a walk-off. And basically Cleveland saved their season. If they lost that game, that would have been series done. Incredible. That's got to be deflating for the Yankees, though. If they can take away game 4, then you're up 3-1, and then you're in the driver's seat. If Cleveland takes away that 4th game, then it's all square there. Wow. I'll have to watch those highlights later. What a game. And then we have... Oh, the Mets are playing as well. They're losing to the Dodgers 3-1 right now, the Mets. And that's in Queens. Might be a rough night for New York team. It was a great night on Monday. If you remember on Monday night when we were live on the channel, we had like every New York sports team was playing and won. Like the Yankees won, the Mets won, the Islanders won, the Rangers won, the Bills won. I know that's not New York metropolitan area, but New York State. They're a New York team. I think there was another team. I think the women's basketball team won that night too for New York. So we had a crazy New York night on Monday night, and it looks like not going well. Yankees lost. Mets are losing. It's scoreless here, though, for the Islanders, so that's okay. I think the Rangers are winning their game. Yeah, they're up 5-1 against Detroit, so they'll take care of business. Again, power play. We're already halfway through the power play almost. Here's Bo Horvat. He's just going to dump it in. And Buchnevich is going to clear it. Or is that Korchenko? That was Korchenko, excuse me. And they clear it out again. Yeah, the Islanders, basically, it's the entry is the hardest part for us, but once we get everything settled, then we're cooking. It's all about just getting it settled. Dobson, easy save for Hofer. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Oh, what song was that? The organ was playing a song that like I somewhat knew. Oh, that's gonna haunt me. Oh, it was Pink. Like, we'll learn to love again in the stars. In my heart. We're not broken, just bent, and we'll learn to love again. I think that's the song. By Pink. Siplikov! Oh! Did he just overshoot it? Point blank in front of Hofer, and I think he just shanked it like a field goal. Like over the crossbar. My goodness, if we lose this game, we'll look back at these chances that we're not burying. Siplikov and Bo Horvat. Post. I'm not gonna blame Bo on the post, but the wide open net he had. Tapping. He had an easy tap in, and he couldn't bury it. Look out, 2-on-1. Shot, save, rebound. Another save by Sorokin. Good saves. I mean, no icing, too. Goalies have been good, though. Hoffers had to make some good saves. Nothing crazy. Sorokin, he's probably... I don't know if Sorokin's had to make a big save yet. I was going to say he did, but I don't think he has yet. That last 2-on-1 chance, he had to make a couple good ones there. And Zilrek says, well, my prediction is basically over. What was your prediction again? Did you see? You picked like a high-scoring game, right? Yeah, you said 5-2 or 6-2. It still could happen. Like Chalky is saying, hockey is that one sport where it's completely unpredictable and anything can happen. Just like, it's like Demi Lovato. Someone has a song where it's like, anything can happen. Ooh, 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 ooh. Anything can happen in hockey. But my prediction's looking good. I said 2-0 Islanders. I said low scoring tonight. But no, you got to give credit to both teams defensively. Both teams haven't given up any breakaways. Most of the shots have been outside of the dots. The Islanders have probably had more chances inside the dots than the Blues. But it's anyone's game at this point. Anyone's game. I really hope we score here in the second. Then it forces us to practice holding on to leads in late in the game so we can get that practice in. So it'd be nice if we could score and then hold the lead all the way through the third period. Because if that happens again, that'd be the third time, including preseason. But Thompson had the rebound. He kind of fluffed it so Sorokin's able to get to that right post to make the save. But here's the Siplikov chance. I think he just shanked it. I think he just shanked it over Hoofer. Is it Hoofer or Hoffer? Because Butch Goring on the broadcast just said Hoofer, like a hoof on a horse. One thing I will say, the nice thing about a scoreless game and there's continuous play, it's gone by pretty quick, hasn't it, people? Like, it's the worst when it's a slow game and nothing's going on. That is the worst. Good D by Adam Pelech on Bushnevich. Ooh, a little scrum in the corner. I think that was Pelech was involved. I don't know what St. Louis is so upset about. And Chalk says, well, anything can happen apart from the Leafs taking the Stanley Cup. Ooh, but burn on you Maple Leafs fans out there. I love it. I watch like NHL like network on YouTube and like the experts or like any like official NHL thing. And I love these experts that say like, oh, I'm going to pick like a sneaky pick this year. I'm going to say the Toronto Maple Leafs are winning the cup. Oh, look at me. Look at my dark horse team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that's not a dark horse team. Like that's a loaded freaking hockey club that doesn't have defense and doesn't have goaltending. Like they're going to do great in the regular season, but what's the recipe for success in the postseason? Defense and goaltending, especially in a 7-game series. You're not going to outscore the other team every single night in a 7-game series. That's just not how it works. And until Toronto addresses it, oh, Shen hits the post. We'll go back to my rant soon here. The Blues just hit the post. Shen again, and another save by Sorokin. He'll cover with 7:50 to go without his stick. Wow, that was a bad giveaway there. Yeah, here's the replay. Kyle Palmieri, soft. Romanov, bad pass as well. And Shen's able to hit the post. Oh, yeah, he just missed it. This should be a 1-1 game, everybody. I think both teams deserve a goal now. But yeah, the whole Leafs dark horse pick, like so many experts say, oh, I'm picking the Maple Leafs. They're finally going to do it this year. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. No. They might get past the first round, but they're not winning a Stanley Cup, in my opinion. I don't think they are. As how they're constructed today, they're not winning a Stanley Cup. And you can come at me in the comments if you're a Toronto fan, but even you know that is the truth. Zillerek says, but this is a very boring game. Next goal could win it. That's the feeling it has, Zillerek. It definitely feels like both teams just can't finish. That's the problem tonight. They've had chances to score. They just can't finish. Whoever scores, I think it's going to open the game up too, whoever scores first, because both teams, the longer it stays 0-0, the longer, you're not going to want to make a mistake. Once someone scores, this game will open up for sure. But good pressure by us. Here's Riley for Zizekas. Cross ice for Mayfield. Able to put it in deep for McLean. Centering pass for Zizekas. Goes to Mike Riley at the point. Good pressure. Here's Wahlstrom. And where's the puck? Hofer trying to find the puck. No one knows where it is. I think it's in his legs. Oh, I see. So MSG Plus or MSG Networks and the Yes Network, which broadcasts the Yankees, partnered together. So now all you need to get is the Gotham app. So MSG, Yes Network, Gotham app. So now you can watch Yankees, Islanders, Rangers, Devils, and that's about it, right? That's all MSG does and Yes does. So there you go. You live in New York, there's your new package. The Gotham Sports app. But we have 6 minutes to go here in the second. And Chalky says, yeah, but that one goal could wake them up and shake the game up a little. That's what I'm thinking, Chalky. I'm thinking the next goal is really going to open the game up. And then that's the thing. Leafs have some of the best forwards going, but they ain't nothing without the D to feed them the plays. Exactly. Like, it's not rocket science. I don't know why the general manager for Toronto, doesn't go after, defensive defensemen more, change the system, go to a more defensive system. You have all the talents in the world to score goals. So just have them play a 200-foot game, focus more on defense. A lot I'm not saying do Barry Trotz hockey and be that strict about it, but you can do a semi-version of that because you have way more talented players than the Islanders do. Here's Brock Nelson. Good save by Hofer. But if Toronto, they need to switch up the system because they have good enough players, but maybe the players just don't want to play defense, then that's an issue. Because if I was the GM of Toronto, I'd be like, we're changing the system. If you don't want to play it, I'm going to ship you out of here. And I'll get players who want to play the system. That's just me. That's how I would do Toronto. Zillerx says Nets and Knicks. Oh, that's right. The Brooklyn Nets. And did the Knicks win on Monday night too? Oh, sorry. You mean on MSG Networks. That's right. Brooklyn Nets on Yes and the Knicks on MSG. Gotcha. I did not know that. My gosh, I know what I'm tired about too, and this might be hypocritical of me to say. These YouTubers that are who get so famous now they're on advertisements. It's really? I digress. I would never sell out and do a McDonald's advertisement, people. I would never do that to you. Chalky says, you could build a team with just D-men and win because D-men are versatile, but forwards, you can't do it. Well, case in point, the New York Islanders of 2020 and 2021, that team on paper was so bad if you just looked at it on paper, but we had the system, we had the structure, we had good shutdown defensemen. Pulak and Pelech were unreal those 2 seasons. We had the goaltending with Varlamov in net. And honestly, you could stick any stiff in net. I mean, they would have been fine. Just ask Thomas Greiss and Robin Leonard. They won the Jennings Trophy that season, or the first season under Trotz, because of the structure. And we basically built a team around defense. And then, obviously, goal scoring was a struggle. We did get goals, from Barzal and, Beauvillier, Nelson. Aberle scored a lot of goals in the postseason as well. But that is case in point that you can definitely build a team without the best players in the world. But if they're all playing a system and all playing with structure, and you get good goaltending, you can definitely get close to winning the cup. Islanders were made to game 6, right, in 2020, and then game 7 in 2021 of the East Finals. So it can definitely happen. Here's Kyle Palmieri. Leaves it off for Nelson. Please, can we get a goal? Shots 19-15 for the Islanders. I gotta watch this new TV show. It's called Face Off in the NHL. I don't have Amazon Prime, though. I suppose I need to get Prime to watch it. Here's Horvat. Good D. And Hofer's going to cover. 3:49 to go. Second period. Still scoreless, everybody. Oh, here's our trivia question. Only one player born in Missouri and 2 players born in New York have recorded 1,000 National Hockey League points. Who are they? 1 player in Missouri and 2 players born in New York. I have no idea. It's probably some old players from the 80s or 90s. I don't know. Whoa. Shen took a stick up high. Barzell is arguing with the ref, which tells me that it's on Barzy. It looks like it's going to be a high sticking call. Yep, high sticking on Barzell. St. Louis to the power play. And how annoying would it be if St. Louis scored on this power play? How annoying would that be, everybody? Because our PK hasn't been great to start this season, I would say. Not up to my standards, at least. But Chalky says, I would if they going to buy me some new sticks. They getting pricey. I would totally record me doing McDonald's mukbang for stick money. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, Chalky. It'd have to be for like a more like upscale brand and a brand that like I would use, because I don't even eat McDonald's, so I would never do that. Like I'm looking for more like if Louis Vuitton wants to do an advertisement with me, because I look like a model, right? Everybody, you can see me on Louis Vuitton advertising something fancy like a new suit or new clothing. Those are the brands that I would be sponsors for, or I would be the spokesperson for it. But I'm totally kidding, people. I'm totally kidding. Another thing I've noticed too, I'm seeing lots of like actors, they do these like advertisements, like they're spokespeople for like these mobile like gaming apps. Like there's this one actor who like I watched when I was a kid, and now he's doing like spokesperson deals for like this gambling mobile app. And it's just like, come on, man. Come on. Pajot! Glove save by Hofer. Yeah, Pajot and Holmstrom, though, are lethal on the PK. MCS, how many cups have the Islanders won? Quattro. 80, 81, 82, 83. Chalky said, I just paid $290 for a Bauer Tracer. $290. Like a brand new one, I'm assuming, right? The Bauer Nexus Tracer. Yeah, they're definitely not cheap. If you want top of the line stuff, it's not cheap. Like my stick that I used in college, I still have it now. I had to get it custom made for my curve because apparently they didn't have it in stock at the time. And that was like almost $400 because it's like custom made. It has like my team's colors, has my last name on it, the whole deal. So yeah, that costs a lot of money. But you can find pretty good deals if you go on like Sideline Swap, I think, is the website. You can find some good deals on used hockey equipment. Also, another sneaky tip you should do if you're looking for a hockey stick, go to a team store's like pro shop, or like go to like an NHL arena, go to their team store. They likely have game used like memorabilia, and a lot of them will sell like player used sticks, and they're only like $150. Some are cheaper if they're ex players. Like for example, like who's an ex Wild player? If they're like a Duhaime, like Brandon Duhaime used to be in the Wild, now he's not, right? I remember seeing like his sticks go for like under $100, and it's like the pro model stick, mint, pretty good condition. It's used a little bit, but like I would just do that. You can find really good deals that way, or sideline swap, or if you want it crisp new from the factory from Bauer, you can fork out $300. Final minute to go here in the second. We killed off the power play, by the way. And then Zillarex dabbing with the cat in the box. There we go, dabbing. How did the dab start? Good save by Ilya. I remember in the World Juniors, Team USA, there was like one game we had. We opened against Canada, and all of our players were dabbing it for their celebrations. Like, that was such a huge deal when that was a thing. I forgot how that started. I think it had something to do with Cam Newton, maybe. Chalky said there's a company here that started doing nice sticks, and they're called Shinny. In the UK, there's a British stick company called Shinny. Here comes Barzell. Gets bodied. They're onside, St. Louis. Shot here. Easy save for Sorokin. I give credit to Ilya Sorokin. He's seen all these pucks. The tracking's been good. Angles are good. Depth is good. No complaints from me on Ilya tonight. MCS says Canucks and Panthers might go to OT 2-2 with 4 minutes left. That's not a bad draw for Canucks. Get all the points you can, especially against Florida. So the Rex says I have to go. I may be back. That's okay. We're about to take a break soon anyways, so. There'll be icing here. 7.2 seconds. Chalky says, yeah, let me look this up. They're called Shinny, right? Shinny hockey sticks. I'm seeing like the mini hockey sticks. I'm not seeing the adult ones. I'm seeing like those plastic, like we have a company in America apparently called Shinny Sticks, and it's like the knee hockey sticks. But that will do it for the second period here. We ended like we started, scoreless. And this game should be a 1-1 game. I think the Blues hit the post. They definitely should have scored it. Bo hit the post and had a glorious wide open chance. Stevie Wonder would have scored it, and he couldn't bury it. And it's scoreless because of that. And what are you going to do? But it's been a very even game. Shots 20-21. Like I said, I think if the players were on tonight and could put the puck in the net, it would be a 1-1 game. Chalky says, for my skates, though, I'm lucky because I'm sponsored by a hockey store who is a licensed Bauer supplier. So he's my whole sponsor allowance on skates. That's awesome. I definitely need to get some new player skates because I still have my old skates from high school. I really want to get some of those mock Bauer skates. Those look really fancy. Maybe Santa Claus will get it for me. Wink, wink. If you're watching. Yeah, like the Bauer Supreme mock skates. Those look really nice. Because my old skates are Bauer Supremes, so like I would love. What, you don't like the mock? Chalky doesn't like mock. What's wrong with mock? I'm looking at hockey skates right now. So do you think the M4 is better or M5? Because the mock is top of the line. Then you have the M5 Pro. Then you have the M4, and then you have like the shitty like, you know, I'm going out to skate at open skates. Go Shadows. I've never heard of Bauer Shadows before. Bauer Shadows. What? Bauer Supreme Shadow hockey skates. Oh. Oh my goodness. These look fancy as hell. Wow. Those look really nice. The only problem, Chalky, I'm looking at this price tag right now. $970. Yeah. I went from Hyperlight 2 to Mock, then from Mock to Bauer Shadows. Well, I'm sure the Bauer Shadows are amazing. He says they feel like slippers. For my use, honestly, I'd be fine with the Mocks or the older model. I don't need the newest top-of-the-line model right now. I'm fine getting a clearance one. But I'm sure those Shadows look awesome. Are awesome. They look really fancy. Like, my player skates are so old that they don't have the trigger to replace the blade. Like, I want skates that have that. My goalie skates have the trigger to replace the blade. And it's like the carbon whatever blade. But yeah, it'd be nice to get new player skates and get those. Andrew says, hey, Grant, how's the game so far? Happy to see you, Andrew. Hope you're having a good Thursday night along with everyone else at home. Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. It's obviously been fun streaming, but in terms of the game, it's been pretty boring. The first period was a snooze fest. Second period, each team had a good look and couldn't bury their chance, and were scoreless at the end of the second. Chalky says, what the hell, man? Here in the UK, the Shadows cost the same as the Mocks. Well, it's the markup price in America, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they think Americans are richer and can pay more. I don't know. Andrew says, I hope you watch any October baseball. I on and off, Andrew. Like, I'll have it on the TV if I'm doing something. I haven't, like, properly sat down and, like, watched a playoff game. Maybe this weekend I will for the Yankees. They lost today, shockingly. I thought they were in the driver's seat to take a 3-0 series lead, but Cleveland said, no. Not so fast, New York. We're going to score 2 in the bottom of the 9th and then 2 in the bottom of the 10th and win it. So 2-1 series lead now. And we'll see what happens this weekend. I think they play. Do they play tomorrow or Saturday in Cleveland? Tomorrow. They play on the 18th. That is tomorrow night. I might have to check that game out. And then they play Saturday, too. That's a quick turnaround. All these back-to-back games. It's baseball, though, so I'm not surprised. Well, all right, let's step aside. We'll take a little break here. We'll be back for the start of the third. I thank all of you people watching this game with me at home, even though it's been a kind of a stinker of a game. Thank you so much. Also, thank you to the sponsors. If you want to download Gametime, you get $20 off your first purchase if you use the promo code THPN. Also, for DraftKings, you know the drill. If you're a betting man like myself, which I'm not really, but for the purposes of this ad, I'll say it. I'm a big betting man. And then DraftKings, use promo code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, click the bell icon so you're notified whenever we do go live on this channel. We do live watch-alongs like this throughout the entire season. Four Nations Cup, World Juniors, Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll be live for it for you guys. Also, we have a bunch of other content on the channel, like hockey podcasts. There's podcasts for like every team, I believe. So there's a team that you watch. There's likely a podcast for you. I'll pump these guys out. The Islanders Never Say Die podcast. If you're an Islanders fan, check them out. Tell them Grant sent you. They do great work. If you're an Islanders fan, check it out. Follow us on our social media pages. At HockeyPodNet is the Insta and Twitter. Want to follow me on Twitter? At Grant Akeem is my Twitter handle. And then if you want to check out anything I do on YouTube, I do have my own channel called the Grant Akeem channel. I do gaming streams. I do reaction videos. I have a new hockey kind of show live stream thing that I'm doing. I just posted a video last night about the Islanders' start to the season, my thoughts about it, and my thoughts about the goalie interference drama that's been going on in the NHL. I uploaded it last night. You can check it out if you want, either during the intermission or later or after the stream. If you want. But most importantly, make sure you do subscribe to THPN first before you do. Right, we'll see you in about 10 minutes or so for the start of the third period. Hopefully, we get some goals.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
Hello, we're back for the start of the third period. The thrilling conclusion to this game is still scoreless, 0-0. So if you're just tuning in, you literally haven't missed a thing. Literally. The only thing you missed is Bo Horvat couldn't hit the ocean from a boat, and the guy for the Blues hit iron, and that's about it. That transpired in this one. And then we had a little bit of a scuffle in the corner, just a tiny little scuffle. But it's been a very polite game, I would say. Pretty dead barn in St. Louis. Doesn't look that full, does it? I mean, the upper deck's pretty full. It's a lower bowl that's pretty empty. It is a weekday game, I suppose, but still, I'd like to see more of a crowd for a National Hockey League game because I feel like attendance isn't as strong as I would like it to be or as it could be. But I digress. The attendance issue is another thing we can talk about later. I might talk about that on my channel. I don't know. But let's get the stats back up. Shots 21-20. If you go period by period, 7-6 for the Islanders in the first, 14-14 in the second. About as dead even as a game as you could have hoped for. Both teams should have a goal, in my opinion. Definitely, based off the chances I just told you earlier. But yes, I appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been, even though a boring game, still a fun night for me as well. Hopefully it's been fun for you at home. If you are new, subscribe, smash the like button. Follow us on the Twitter at HockeyPodNet and Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Grant Akeem. Thank you to the sponsors. Gametime. Use promo code THPN, $20 off your first purchase. And with DraftKings, you get use the promo code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings if you're betting. I predicted a 2-0 scoreline for this game for the Islanders. It could happen. If we get a goal here and then we get an empty net goal, I could see 2-0. We shall see. Look out! Oh! Good chance there for St. Louis. I think that was Saad who couldn't handle the pass. Kyrou and Saad had a great 2-on-1 breakaway there. It was like a mini breakaway, I suppose, for Saad. And he just couldn't handle the pass. Yeah, not a good start for the Islanders here. We're trapped in our zone. And then puck squirts free. That was a bad shift. Where do we leave off? MCS says the Canucks and Panthers are going into OT. Let's take a look-ski at how that finished. I'm assuming Vancouver won. My guess. My hopeful guess. Yes, they did. You're damn right they did. Just like I said, who won it? JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, and Besser with the assists. Oh my gosh, did we not score that? Palmieri. He has I can't score syndrome, just like everyone else on the Islanders tonight. I have to see a replay. Now puck is in front of the Islanders' net. And Seplikov is going to ice it here. But goodness me, I need to see a replay of this Palmieri chance. It looked like he had an open net. Hofer was on his ass. Here's Palmieri. Feeds Nelson. Takes the shot. Oh, I see. Nelson took the shot. It was loose in the slot. And then Seplikov tried to kick it in. Palmieri tried to kick it in and could not. So if it did go in, it wouldn't have counted. Oh, Sorokin. And Romanov is fighting somebody. Wow. Neighbors. Oh, Jake Neighbors is a softie. He can piss off. Jake Neighbors, piss off. You couldn't handle Romanov. Piss off, Neighbors. But I thought St. Louis was going to score here. It was on the toe blade of Ilya Sorokin. And then he reaches back with the blocker. Because that was going in, but Sorokin was able to get the blocker and pull it back into himself. Oh, that was close. Romanoff and Neighbors are going to get matching roughing penalties. I believe we'll still be 5-on-5. Jake Neighbors. I remember him from the World Juniors for Canada. But yeah, speaking on that Vancouver game, good win on the road against the Stanley Cup champions, the defending champs. Good job. 2 points. Much needed 2 points for those Canucks in those Pacific Division. What does that do for them now? That puts them in 6th place. They're 1-1-2. What are you going to do? It's early days. And I mentioned this on Monday. If you're a hockey fan and you're anal about the standings this early into the season, here's this pill. It's called the chill. Take this chill pill because it really doesn't matter. I only really look at the standings until we hit American Thanksgiving, which is about a month and 2 weeks away. So pump the brakes on standings watch. I usually wait until American Thanksgiving until I really look at, okay, these are the standings. These are the good teams. These are the bad teams. So I won't do too much standings watch on here for you. I think it's dumb. Andrew says, yeah, I agree. Much is happening in sports, baseball, hockey, football, and preseason basketball. There's too much going on, Andrew. It's like sports overload because I want to watch baseball, but I love hockey. There's so much hockey going on. There's college hockey going on. There's, basketball. There's all this stuff. Football's going on. There's just too much, but it's fun. Brandon says, any Springfield Thunderbirds fans in here? If so, let's get a big hell yeah for the 413. I think you're the only one, Brandon. I heard crickets. Speaking of the Springfield Thunderbirds, Brandon, Hofer. We talked about Hofer in the first period, about how he came up into the National Hockey League. And we mentioned that he was on the Springfield Thunderbirds. So that was a nice segue there. We have the scoring updates from RJ. Oh my gosh, there's too many. There's way too many. During the commercials, I'll show you those. MCS says, let's go. Canucks win an OT. Yes. Army of 12-year-olds. I hope you are also 12-year-olds, because if you're not a 12-year-old, then I question why you have an army of 12-year-olds as an adult. I'm assuming everything's safe, so I'm not going to be too creeped out about it. But there we go. Both guys doing well. They are. Sorokin's made some good saves. His most recent one off the crease there was really nice. You're a Blues fan. I can see this game going to overtime. I agree. Both teams cannot score. Oh my God, Thomas scored there. That would have been perfect. That would have been a perfect TikTok post. No one's scoring tonight. Oh, Thomas just scored. So we have 16-10 to go here in the third period. It's definitely, I have the feeling, and it definitely is starting to smell like overtime. But I still think someone will score. I think someone's going to score here. Another thing to factor in is that these are, Eastern Conference versus a Western Conference matchup. So if the Blues let this game go into overtime, it's not like, oh, the Islanders are in our division, so they also get a point. It doesn't matter in terms of standings. So if this game goes to overtime, it doesn't affect really either team from that perspective. So I could see it. Both teams just, let's get a point, and then we can figure it out in OT. Hair in my mouth again. Ooh, my calves are burning, everybody. I'm standing. That's why I'm bobbing and weaving. I'm standing on the balance board on my stand-up desk here. The calves are burning Been doing this for almost 2 hours now, standing on this thing and balancing. It makes it fun. I highly recommend if you work from home or do school from home or live stream from home. It's better than sitting. I don't like sitting down. I do it when I eat food, obviously, but everything else I like to do it standing. They did confirm it. So Zach Bolduc on the St. Louis Blues has no relation to our Bolduc, who's in Bridgeport. Good job by Barzy. Finds Duclair for the breakout. Army. I'm going to call you Army. It says, yeah, my username is to laugh at all those people who called me a child or a bot on YouTube. Are you an adult? People made fun of me so many times. I'm teasing those people. Yeah, like people's like usernames on YouTube, I find it's fascinating. Like there's so many just random names. Here's Matthew Joseph. Good D. That was Mike Riley. Great play by Mike Riley. I sense a goal coming too. There's lots of energy in the building. Here's Shen. Again, good D by Riley. It goes up to Falk though. Back for Shen in the corner. Steady, boys. Here's Simon. Simon Holmstrom able to skate it out. And we'll get a change. Here's Anders Lee. Can't do anything with it. We got to get pucks in deep. We're trying to skate it in. Just get pucks in deep, boys. Skating it in is not working right now. Holmstrom, listen to me and you'll dump it in. Thank you, Simon. Here comes St. Louis, though. Kairu. No, I mean, I'll give credit to both teams here. Defensively, both are pretty responsible. The pace, is it just me? If you're watching this at home with me, does the pace feel very slow to you? Like, compared to the Colorado game, this pace feels a lot slower, and the Dallas game, and for a matter of fact, the Utah game. Like, it doesn't look that fast. Here's Barzell. Horvat! Shot. I think Hofer made a save there. Good blocker. Here's Barzell. Mayfield. Centering pass. Horvat gets taken down. No call. And Barzell can't keep it in. Again, Horvat with a good chance there. MCS, I got to go. See ya, MCS. Have a good night. Go Canucks, go. Good save by Hofer. 10:48 to go in the third. We are still without a goal tonight in St. Louis. Yeah, I think I said someone's going to score earlier. I don't know that anymore because, like, no one can finish. Like, Horvat, like, he's had some glorious looks tonight. He just can't finish. So I don't know. It might take 3-on-3 overtime. But we're not a very good overtime team or shootout team. So I don't know if we'll win. Army says Islanders did very well against the Avalanche. 1,000% agree. We, besides the first, 5 minutes of that first period, I thought we did pretty well. And then obviously in the third period, when it was like 5-1, 4-1, I think Colorado made it 4-2 at one point. But we got that fifth goal to make it 5-2, and then the empty netter. But everyone looked good defensively. We were pretty good. Besides, my only gripe about that game was we weren't that good at defending the back door. And I made a video about this on my YouTube channel where I go more in depth on it. But basically, both of Colorado's goals were backdoor chances, and they probably could have scored a couple more goals because they had a couple more backdoor chances later in the game, and they couldn't bury it. And that's probably the easiest play to defend is just have someone backdoor covering that pass or covering that player. But, it's better tonight. I haven't noticed any backdoor plays tonight for St. Louis, so definitely been better. Avs are still a good team. They are a good team, but right now they're playing like the worst team in the National Hockey League. They look really bad right now. Like defensively, Colorado has so many issues. I could make like a 2-hour YouTube video about all the poor defensive errors Colorado is making. Even like that Boston game, I was just shocked at how many grade A chances they gave up to like Georgiev, basically take on. Like Alexander Georgiev did all he could in that Boston game to keep that tight. I'm not blaming him. I can blame Georgiev for the Islanders game a little bit and maybe the other two games because he got pulled. Or maybe not. I didn't watch those games. Maybe it was the defense. But yeah, they got to clean it up in that department. Once they do, they'll, beat the big bad Avalanche. But it's not clicking right now. They'll figure it out, just like Edmonton. Edmonton will figure it out. Colorado's going to figure it out. It just takes time sometimes. Puck goes out of play here, but it went off the glass, so no delay of game penalty. And I consider the Islanders as a test for the Blues. Well, I consider this game, Army, a must-win for the Islanders if they want to make the postseason. You got to beat a team like St. Louis because I do not see St. Louis as a playoff team. And if you're the Islanders, you got to beat the worser teams around you if you want to make the postseason. So this is a must-win, in my opinion. And it's winnable. It's definitely winnable for both teams. And credit St. Louis. Defensively been good. Hoffer, if that's how you say his name, has looked good in net. But we definitely should have scored, though. The Bo Horvat chance. Stevie Wonder would have scored it. I said that earlier. He couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. I could go on with my puns. But it should be. Islanders should have a goal. St. Louis did hit the post. So, you could say 1-1, but got to win this game if you're the Islanders. Have to. Especially since you dropped points to Utah at home. And Army says, because I saw they beat the Avs. Well, I wouldn't read too much into that. Just because you beat the Avalanche right now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good team this year. Like, I think Utah could probably play the Avalanche right now and beat them. I think they actually do play each other coming up here, don't they? Utah and Colorado. So we'll actually see if that's true. I type in Utah versus Colorado in Google, and it pops up college football. What? On the 24th, so that's next week. Next Thursday, they play each other in Utah. And one thing I will say, Utah swept them in preseason, though. So there you go. But yeah, it's just they're having a slow start. Gotta hydrate, everybody. Make sure you're hydrating at home, too. Very important. I'm in health and wellness major, so that's why I'm saying that. 9:20 to go here in the third. Jump around. That's the song that's playing right now in the arena. Shout out University of Wisconsin. Even though I do not like the Badgers. I'm a big Gopher fan. Okay, we got a face off in front of Hoffer here. Barzell's going to take it. And he gets waved off, of course. Who do we think is going to score first? Oh, Bo Horvat. Good save by Hoffer. Who do we think is going to score first, people? It's teetering the Islanders, in my opinion. Shots are 29-24 for New York. I definitely think I'll go Islanders to score here. I can feel it. Yeah, this fourth line for us has looked good tonight. Wallstrom, McLean, Cizikas. I've liked their game so far. They give up a 2-on-1, though. Look out. Good save by Ilya. Here's Holloway for Shen. I'm just going to stop complimenting people because as soon as I compliment somebody, they don't play good. Sorokin's going to save it. 8:04 to go. Oh, I have time. Let's do the out-of-town score update. I said we're going to do that the last commercial break, but I forgot. RJ, thank you so much. He says, Devils 3, Senators 1 is the final. Too bad for the Ottawa Senators. Good for the Devils. I think they remain first in the Metro. Ottawa is my sleeper pick, an actual sleeper pick out of the Atlantic. So far, mixed bag. Golden Knights 3, Lightning 4. Big win for Tampa. A couple big wins. They beat the Canucks a couple nights ago. Now they beat the Vegas Golden Knights. Good for them. The Capitals get a big win against the Dallas Stars on home ice. That is a big, big time win for them. I think Washington might also surprise people in the Metro. They got the pieces to maybe be a wild card team. But I think this year, 5 teams out of the Atlantic are going to make the postseason. But Washington has the pieces that I think they could squeak in somehow. And I feel like teams might overlook them as well when they play Washington. And then Blue Jackets get the win over the Sabres. Not really a big shock there. Canes 4, Montreal 1. Poor Montreal. I feel bad for them. I like Montreal. I'm a big fan of Lane Hudson. I love Kirby Dach as well. But Lane Hudson's been really good. But too bad. I can't wait till Montreal's good again. I miss it when they were really good. And the Bell Center was rocking. That was always fun to watch. Oh, Perico tried to find Fosca all alone in the slot, and he could not. Donnell says, what is up, sir? What is up, Donnell? Good to see you. I know you always say the Devils, not sure what they are. They made a lot of moves, though. I do watch a lot of local hockey in New York, metropolitan area, the Islanders, Rangers, and Devils. Yes, Donnell. The Devils, I said, you can quote me, that I don't think the Devils are guaranteed basically to go back to as good as they were a couple of years ago because everyone's saying, oh, New Jersey has to be better than they were last year. And I mean, I somewhat agree because, you add Jacob Markstrom in net, that's going to solve the goalie issue. But I'm not 100% sold on New Jersey. They're having a solid start to the year. Have they played like the best teams in the league? I wouldn't say so, but so far it's looking pretty good. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not going to read too much into the standings, early on in the season. I usually wait till American Thanksgiving to survey the scene and look and see where everyone is, but right now it's kind of pointless to look at standings. It's mostly just trends and what you see. Oh boy, 5 minutes to go here. We're kind of stuck in our zone. Here's Kyrou behind the net. Barzal's been out there for almost 2 minutes, as well as Romanov. We finally get it out. We get a line change, thank goodness. Do we think this game's going to go the distance without a goal? Are we heading to OT scoreless? What if it goes to overtime scoreless and then we go to a shootout and no one scores in the shootout? And it goes like 15 rounds till someone scores. The crowd's into it. Let's go Blues is the chant amongst the lovely people in St. Louis. Never been to St. Louis. I don't necessarily have a huge, eagerness to want to visit St. Louis, but if I ever do find myself in St. Louis, it'd be cool to go to a game. I am a big Nicoletti fan, so but he's not playing tonight, which makes me sad. Islanders will chip it out here. We got 3:35 to go now. Clock is just moving. There's been very few whistles. Now we're on pace. We're on good pace tonight. This game started at 7:10, about right 7:10 my time. So that's 8:10 Eastern, and it's only 10:20 on the East Coast. So it's basically been in 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we're almost done with the game, at least in regulation. A very quick game tonight. Oh, shots for Neighbors. Good blocker save by Sorokin. Palmieri went down. He wanted a hook and call. Ain't going to get it. And Brock Nelson's going to chip it out for Siplikov. 2:45 to go. To see how in St. Louis, between the benches, they sell tickets, there's seats there? That's actually pretty sick. I just noticed that. Duclair finds Romanov. This is it. Here's Romanov, and he missed the net. I thought that was it. Here's Kyrou for St. Louis on the other end. Can't dangle Dobson. Here's Duclair. Here's Horvat. Shots. Oh, it was on the goal line. That was on the goal line. And St. Louis somehow escapes. Wow. I thought for sure that puck was going in. It was bouncing around there in the slots. And someone for St. Louis cleared it out. Wow. Zillerek says, I'm back, and this is where the nerves start to rack. Yes. 1:40 to go. Yeah, this game is starting to open up here, which is shocking, considering it's so late in the game. You would think both teams just play for overtime at this point. Pajot has it behind the net. I love that we haven't had any whistles, by the way, too. Attaboy, Pelech. Good D. Pelech on Joseph there. All right, final minute to go in the game. Will someone score? Are we heading for OT? Bad pass by Pulak. Here comes St. Louis. Oh, was that a penalty? Wow. I think Pulak or Palak took down a St. Louis Blue player in the slot, and they didn't call it. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. Got away with one there. 30 seconds to go. We have it in the offensive zone. Romanov shot gets blocked. Just keep it in deep. Just keep it in deep. Palmieri gets taken down. Dobson. Oh, can't keep it in, but just keep possession. We have 10 seconds left. And Nelson's going to play it back. Romanov's going to hold it, and we are heading to overtime in St. Louis. It is scoreless, 0-0. Both goalies, technically, I guess you could say, get a shutout in regulation. Credit to Hofer and Sorokin. Both goalies had to make some big-time saves. Each goalie made at least one big-time save to keep it scoreless. So, but yeah, like I said, it was the second period. But yeah, good look here at this chance for the Islanders late here. Dobson with the shot, Hofer with the save, and it just trickled around, and St. Louis was able to clear it. But yeah, best chance for the Islanders was Bo Horvat in the second period, and then I forgot who it was for St. Louis, but they hit a post in the second. It was kind of shortly after our chance, so. OT, I bet. Is there X? I thought it was going to be 5-2. I know I said 2-0, but it's going to end 1-0, either an OT or shootout. Get your predictions in, everybody. Get your predictions in the chat. Who's winning this game and what player is going to score the winning goal? Let me know. In my opinion, I have a really bad feeling St. Louis is going to win. I need to look at their top players. Who do I want to go with? Neighbors, Thomas, Kyrou, Saad. I mean, I feel like Neighbors. I feel like it's going to be Jake Neighbors for St. Louis, everybody. For the Blues is my prediction. I don't know why. I just go off what I'm feeling in my gut. My gut says St. Louis is going to win for whatever reason. I hope that's not the case, but that is my prediction. Jake Neighbors for St. Louis. Zillerex says 1-0 Islanders Barzal. That's a very sexy pick. Blues beat the Sharks in OT this season. We lost to Utah in OT. Let's see what happens here. We have Barzal, Horvat. I'm assuming Dobson on the ice. I don't see him. Yes, we do. Here's Horvat coming in. Good D by Kyrou there. Here's Kyrou. They got Thomas and Periaco as well for the Blues. Periaco's going to play it back. I also hate in overtime when it's just possession and nothing happens. Like, that's the most frustrating thing when you watch OT hockey, when they just go back to the neutral zone, do another regroup. It's like, come on, people. Come on, people. We want to see some action. Bo Horvat's going to grab it here. Good feed for Pulak. Ooh, right into the gut of Hofer. Hofer. Good save. I'm clapping at Pulak and at Hofer because I'm a fan of goalies no matter what team. So I find myself rooting for goaltenders, just because I am a goalie, regardless of the team. I feel for them. I know what they go through. It's tough. It's a tough life being a goalie. We got Nelson, Palmieri, and Pulak. Also on the MSG broadcast, there's like a blue marker on my screen here. They got to get rid of it. Brock Nelson, easy save for a Hofer. It is Brocktober, Zillerex, so it might be Brock Nelson to score. Here's Palmieri. Up for Pulak. Palmieri, and he's going to skate it out. And we'll do a line change. I want to see Oliver Wahlstrom in overtime. Why is it Oliver Wahlstrom playing in overtime? This is so stupid. Here's Pajot. Glove saved by Hofer. Here come the Blues. We got good coverage here. He's going to regroup. Three minutes to go. Broberg. Oh, my God. It's Neighbors. It's Jake Neighbors. You're kidding me. How did I predict that? I predicted Jake Neighbors to win this game in overtime, and it happens. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right about that. Unbelievable. It was a great little sauce pass to Neighbors, and he just pokes it left post and in. Unbelievable. I'm so disappointed in myself. Why did I predict that? How did I predict that? Come on. I'm going to have to clip that up. I got Neighbors for St. Louis to win, and he wins it. Hofer might get an assist. Hofer to Broberg. And then Neighbors, just little backhand tip at just the tip. Hashtag just the chip for Jake Neighbors past Sorokin. Yeah, again, defensively, I'm not going to blame anybody. Pellick did his best. It's just a good goal. That's a 3-on-3 overtime goal. I can't blame Sorokin. I'm not blaming Pellick. I'm not blaming anyone on the ice, but that's just overtime for you. Oh, well, if you're an Islanders fan, that is very frustrating. We did enough. We did just enough to score, I think. Bo Horvat, he's going to rue. This is a callback to iCarly, by the way. If you watched iCarly as a kid, there's this character named Neville, and he says, "You'll rue this day, you'll rue it." So I'm going to use that terminology right now. Bo Horvat is going to rue those chances that he had, especially the empty netter chance that he just shanked wide. He hit the post earlier. We did enough to score. We didn't. And that's what cost us in the end. We just couldn't score. And that is sort of a lingering issue with the New York Islanders. I can get rid of the stats here. That is sort of a lingering issue with the New York Islanders from previous season, was that we had the defense, we had the goaltending, we just couldn't find the back of the net. And it happened again tonight. But it's a one-off game. It's the first time we've been shut out this season. I'm not going to be too angry about it. It was a 50-50 game, honestly, and St. Louis won in overtime. We got a point, which isn't terrible, on the road, and we move on, essentially. But it's frustrating. It's St. Louis, like I just maybe we're just not that good. Maybe I gave this team too much credit based on preseason and then adding Duclair. Zillerek says, "That's right. Thank you for correcting me. It's the second time we got shut out. Thank you for correcting me." Thank you, the Stars. It's the second time we've gotten shut out. I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, that makes it very frustrating. Scrap what I said earlier. That makes it very frustrating then. That just shows you my memory right now with this team. I don't remember a lot of the losses. I'm just used to losing for the Islanders. That is frustrating. But in the Stars game, we didn't have a clear-cut chance to score. At least in this game, we had chances to score, and we should have scored. The Dallas game was like, we didn't have anything. Like, there was not a single chance that you could look back at and be like, oh, yeah, we could have scored here. This game, there were a few looks we had. Yeah. I don't really know much to say. It's just one of those games on the road. It was played tightly. We couldn't score. That's basically it. I have never really know much to say about it. Let's get to some comments. Blues win. That's okay. I didn't see your comment, luckily, Zillarex, so we got an authentic reaction there. Dial says Islanders lose in OT. It's a bad loss. The season's not looking good. I'm so mad at this team. The team, bro. Like, how hard is it to score one goal? They're a pro hockey team. First line has to do more. I agree. But it's the fourth game of the season. I'm not going to be too upset about it. We scored 6 against Colorado. We're not going to score, goals every night. I'm going to play the like nice guy role here and be like, it's early days in the season. Let's work some kinks out and let's see if this is a recurring theme in the following weeks here and towards Thanksgiving. Then and only then will I start getting very pissed. I'm still going to remain positive about the team. I'm still going to have a positive outlook on what's going on, because based on preseason, what I saw, I know we can play defense. I know we can score. So don't be too upset, people, is what I'm trying to say. If you're an Islanders fan, the sun will rise tomorrow. This team, I believe, will still make the postseason. At least in this loss, right? We got a point, right? It wasn't like the Stars game. And unlike the Stars game, we defended pretty well. And I just think, just look forward, look ahead, put this game behind you and look ahead. We got Montreal on the weekend. We should beat Montreal. That Montreal game turned into a big one. You got to win that game on home ice. Montreal's a crap team. I know they have lots of young talent, but you got to beat Montreal. And then Donnell says Islanders find some way to lose an OT or a shootout. They always do, usually, yeah. I give them props. They usually, I remember last season, they won quite a bit of games in OT. But, yeah, the shootout, forget about it. This team doesn't do anything in shootouts. But, right, I really have nothing else much more to say. It's disappointing to lose this way. But, hey, we got a point, right? It's not the end of the world. So, in 4 games, that's 8 points total we could have gotten. We got 1 out of Utah. We got 2 out of Colorado. And we got 1 here. So that's 4 points out of 8. And 3 of those games were on the road. Not terrible, right? Because if you go game by game, I would have been like, okay, 2 points against Utah for sure. Lose to Dallas. Lose to Colorado. And then beat the Blues. And I think we would have been happy with that, right? So 4 points out of 8. So we still got 4 points out of 8 when you think about it. So it's not the end of the world from a point perspective. Are there issues with this team that we need to fix? Yes, of course. But, right, remain positive. It's not over. It's definitely not over. I can't believe I'm saying that in October, that the season's not over yet because it just started. But it's not over, people. I know Islanders Twitter. I'm not even going to look at Islanders Twitter tonight. I'm going to have some dinner. I'm going to go to bed. I'm sure Islanders Twitter is going nuts right now. Remain calm. We'll be just fine. We'll sort it out. I'm going to trust Patrick Waugh to sort it out, and we'll be just fine. And Zetherex says, I'm only happy that it was a point. Right. We shut them out. It was a shutout. Both teams got a shutout in regulation. What are you going to do? That's how games end. It's over to you. So don't be too upset about it, people. We'll rebound. The next game will be against Montreal. Let me confirm the time. I will be live on the channel, by the way, this Saturday. 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Hockey Podcast Network. I'll be live again, so we'll be back to cover the Islanders. And I get to wear the blue jersey finally. I've been wearing this white one too much. So we get to rock the blue one because they're on home ice on Saturday night. And it's Hockey Night in Canada as well. That'll be a fun stream. Hockey Night in Canada. I'm excited for that one. Zetherex, I swear if we don't win against the Canadiens, yes, you have to beat the Canadiens on home ice. I'll give them some leniency tonight because we're on the road in St. Louis. Because I started this stream saying, oh, this is a must-win game tonight against St. Louis. But this Montreal game, home ice, you got to make it up to the fans for that Utah blunder. and it's Montreal who suck. Need 2 points out of that game. We should do it. I'd be shocked, Zillarex and everyone else, if we didn't win that game against Montreal. But make sure you tune in, though, this weekend and watch it with me. And we'll suffer together or we'll be happy together. Either way, we'll be together and we'll be just fine. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. This was a fun stream. Even though it was scoreless, it was fun to watch with all of you lovely people at home. Thank you so much. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, click the bell icon to notify whenever we do go live on the channel. Reminder, we got you covered for the entire regular season and postseason, World Juniors, Four Nations Cup, or Four Nations Tournament, whatever it's called. We got you covered here, so don't you worry. Make sure you smash the like button. Follow us on the Twitter, @HockeyPodNet is the Twitter and Insta. Follow me on Twitter, @GrantHakeem is the handle. And if you want to check out any of the other content I put out on YouTube, I do have my own YouTube channel called the Grant Hakeem channel, where I do gaming live streams. I also do like watch parties as well, reaction videos, just a bunch of random stuff there for you to watch. I also have started a new like hockey show thing, if you want to call it that. I posted a video yesterday talking about the start of the New York Islanders season and the goalie interference drama that's been going around in the National Hockey League. So check that video out on my channel if you're interested later tonight, or don't. That's totally fine. I don't care. The most important thing is that you subscribe to THPN tonight. And also, if you want to support the channel with a donation, like I said earlier, you can do that through the live chat. It goes a long way to make these streams very fun and look fancy for everyone involved. And also, this is a long spiel. Thank you to the sponsors. Gametime at $20 off your first purchase when you use promo code THPN. And then you all know the drill with DraftKings. Use promo code THPN when you sign up for DraftKings. Zillarex says bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I always like to end my streams by saying it's such a crazy world out there. I'm sending all my love, like it says back there, from me to you and to everybody around the world that could use some love. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you this Saturday night for Islanders and Montreal Canadiens. And I might go live on my channel this weekend for some gaming stuff. So if you're interested in that and watching me epically fail at playing video games, you might want to tune in for that. All right. Speak to you soon, everybody.